we're back. The next WOD for the weekend. What we have for you is a task priority workout, in which the task is set and it's up to you to accomplish it as quickly as possible. You got all weekend, but try not to take all weekend to do this. We'll perform the movement as prescribed, and then we'll discuss some body weight options at the end for you. So what we have for the sequence for this is going to be to perform 24 kettlebell swings, followed by 24 push-ups, then 21 swings, followed by 21 push-ups, 18 swings, followed by 18 push-ups, and then going down the ladder, 15, 12, 9, and then you'll finish with 3 kettlebell swings and 3 push-ups. Let's watch the kettlebell swing. We're going to demonstrate this 2 ways. The first is the American swing, we call it, in which the kettlebell finishes overhead. And the second is the Russian swing, and we'll break that up. So first, let's watch 3 reps at speed of the American kettlebell swing. Beautiful. Relax. Now let's watch 3 repetitions of the Russian swing, which finishes at about eye or forehead height. Beautiful. Now, whatever you choose, what's beautiful is that the setup position, the setup position and the dynamic movement are the same. What's different is just where the kettlebell finishes, all right? So we'll just talk about this at length, and just know that the American swing takes a little greater flexibility to get the kettlebell overhead, as well as requires a little more control by the core to stabilize the kettlebell overhead. But otherwise, the movement's very similar. What we're looking for is the feet to be set at about shoulder width, so heels under the shoulders. Athlete's then going to lean down to grab the kettlebell, keeping a nice flat back. They'll then pull that kettlebell back and towards their body, and then they're going to squeeze the butt and extend through the knees to drive the kettlebell up to eye level or overhead. All right. What we're looking for through the movement, we'll replicate this without weight, and let's turn to the side, is that go down to that kind of start position. So the kettlebell is going to constantly be brought back towards the crotch area. And what we're looking for is that those knees are pressed back slightly so that you feel tension in the hamstring and weight in the heels. What we don't want is a squatty setup, all right? This isn't a squat. This is a knees back, hamstring, glute-driven movement. So as the athlete drives to the heels and squeezes the butt, that momentum is what lifts that kettlebell up to eye level or overhead. And I'm not going to get into the nuances of going from eye to overhead. Just go with what you're comfortable with. But the more momentum you drive through the hips, the easier it's going to be to lift that kettlebell up. So let's watch 2 reps from the side. Or 3 rather. All right, so just notice after the athlete pulls the kettlebell back for that initial rep, where it finishes in subsequent reps. Ready?
American or Russian?
Just Russian. And go, pull the kettlebell eye level, knees back, and notice that kettlebell just finishes right towards the crotch, okay? For the push-up, if you only have a dumbbell, we're gonna go with single arm dumbbell swings, and just split these in half as best you can. And that's gonna look like this. Hold it kind of hammer style with the 2 heads facing towards the body and away, and just swing to forehead height or so. All right. And lastly, we have the push-up. Let's watch 2 reps. Hands are going to be set at shoulder width, fingers splayed. We're looking for the athlete to bend the elbows until the chest touches the ground. 1 more. But we're looking to keep those hips off the ground the entire time. Now, let's talk about some modifications. If we don't have weight, or if the weight's too heavy, what we'll perform are glute bridges. Athlete on their back, feet about 12 inches or so away from the butt, and then driving through the heels, you'll squeeze the butt and raise those hips. Let's watch 3 at speed. 1, 2, and 1 more. 3. Beautiful. If we want to add some weight to this, we'll just put that on top of the hip in order to make it a little more challenging. For the push-ups, we have 2 options. Really 3 options, actually. We can do negatives, in which the athlete's in a plank position, they'll lower the body, and then put the knees on the ground, extend up, and then drive those knees back up, all right? And then perform that again. We can do that as rapidly as possible. The other option is to perform just knee push-ups, where the knees stay on the ground the entire time, looking for the chest to touch the ground and press up. And the last option is to have an elevated platform, maybe a table or sofa, a box, keeping the body in a nice, straight, rigid line, and allowing the chest to touch the box, and then extending all the way up, all right? This will relieve some of the demand of being on the ground. So that's it, very simple workout. 2 movements, descending ladder, get after it. It only gets easier as you go. So just push hard and see if you can beat, that 10-minute mark or so. That'd be cruising right along. Good luck, have fun, hit me up with any questions, and we will see you next week, Monday through Friday. All right?